What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Sophisticated Grizzly. We got JB in the building and a special guest, my boy, my man, one of the originators, Mr. Lewis Troy. And if y'all wasn't ready before, you better get ready for the bear attack tonight. Here we go. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Sophisticated Grizzly. Lady Shy is on her way. She is just coming in late, but ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to my boy, my family, my brother, one of the originators, the original of the Sophisticated Grizzly, Mr. Lewis Troy. Clap it up for my man.
What's up, fam? What's up?
What's up? What's up, bro? What's going on? Yeah, man. Yeah, my man is in the building tonight. And we also got my man, Mass Creator JB. He's handling something right now, but we're going to hop right into this. And whoever else pops on, they just pop on. So, bro, you know what we talking about. we talking about the Oscars, the night of glitz and glamour. You know, the night that everybody's supposed to be dressed up in their Sunday best. You know, they're supposed to be they're supposed to be getting low. I think you got an echo on there, bro. I think it might be echo.
Yeah. Can you? Is it good?
Let me see. Yeah, you good now, bro. Yeah, you good now. So, like I was saying, everybody's dressed up in Sunday best, and they trying to get awards. They're being awarded for what they did on screen. But Will Smith is being talked about for something that has nothing to do with his work on screen. He's now being talked about around the world for hitting another brother in the face for making a joke about his woman. Now, I'm not sure, and I can't tell another man how to defend his wife. I can't tell another man how to defend his woman. Now, I can only say how I feel about what he did, and I thought it was some bullshit. But maybe somebody else, and hopefully somebody else will pop in. But my brother Troy, what do you think? Do you feel like what Will Smith did was some bullshit?
I concur, sir. It was some straight bullshit, and I just feel like anybody who feels otherwise got a little somehow they're a little mixed up in their thinking. Absolutely. First of all, let's look at the setting. Number one, it's the Oscars.
Yes.
Even if it wasn't the Oscars, if it was just a straight comedy show, you know what that entails when you go to a comedy show.
Yeah.
And especially somewhere like the Oscars.
Yeah.
So if you can't stand the heat, you got to get up out the kitchen, right?
You got damn right.
Will been in this industry for like 30 years, right?
Yeah.
He know the process. Every year they have a host for the Oscars. Every comedian or every host they have on there roast the audience.
Yeah.
Roast the nominees. This is a known fact.
Okay? Absolutely. Yeah.
What Will did was show how much of a bitch he was in that instant. I will not hold any punches on that. That's what he did. Because there was no reason. Chris Rock is at work. He's doing his job. And let's be real. The joke wasn't even enough to send anybody over the edge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's coming out now that he didn't even know anything about her alopecia, but let's just say he did. Yeah. It's still a joke. It's still a joke, and that's not how you handle that.
Okay.
Especially in that setting. Like if you wanted to confront him backstage after the event was over, fine. If you feel the need, if you feel that much of a need, that it struck you that much that you had to, you felt some kind of way about it, then you could have fronted him backstage. Or when you accepted your academy or your statue, you could have said something then. I mean, it's many ways that you could have done that. But let's be honest. He found it funny at first until he looked over at Jada. She had a menacing look on her face. She was irritated, and the Manchurian candidate came alive. She put the battery in his back. He jumped up and did what he does.
I feel you.
When you got a demon ruling over your life, that's what he did.
I feel you. What about you, JB?
Well, I think that the thing about it is that I think that what he did and how he did it was wrong. Reasoning behind it wasn't. But how many of us have ever been in a situation where we've made a rash decision and done something and then regretted it right after we've done it or in the midst of doing it?
I feel you.
It happens.
Yeah.
So I think that, we always say that, and this is funny because, we always say we got to hold ourselves to a higher standard. One, because we're Black. Two, because, there's already a target on our heads because we are, Black, and we have to work harder at being better than everybody else. But when we slip and we have that moment or that indiscretion, think about it, it's judged 5 times harder than if somebody else does it.
Yeah.
So yes, I don't condone what he did, but I say if he was if in the heat of defending his wife, he did something that was heinous, that upset Jada and everything, and I'm a friend, or was for a long time, a good friend of Jada Pinkett. We went to school.
Okay.
So I sit on the fence on a lot of stuff because I'm like, I really, I knew her from grade school through high school.
Okay.
So it's like, but a lot more years after that, grown into a woman, activist, mother, and all the other things she's doing. So, I think, that it's grown to a point where when your life's in that fishbowl and everybody can see it, everything you do is magnified.
Okay.
And it's just, it's hard for me to slam him for being human.
Yeah.
But I don't have to like what he did, and I never will. And I don't respect him for what he did or the way he did.
I feel you.
Well, respectfully, sir,
Respectfully,
sir, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one because part of being a man is having discernment, right? And nobody would know about anything about them if they wouldn't put it on Front Street, right?
Okay.
I was asking a question.
Oh, I'm just listening.
I thought he was making a statement.
No, I was asking a question. Nobody would know anything about them.
I thought it was rhetorical, and I don't cut people off, so I was just listening.
Oh no, I was asking the question. I was saying nobody would know about their personal life if they didn't put it out there, correct?
Well, in their line of work, sometimes you got to put shit out there because somebody else is. So getting in front of it sort of makes it a lot easier to take care of when you're in. So they knew that whatever that dude's name was gonna, say that he was in an intimate relationship with Jada and he was gonna try to make money off of it.
Yeah.
It was
He came out first, though.
For all the Salazar he did.
He actually came out first, and then they to try to fix the situation. They thought they would come out and have the red table about it, but it really made it worse.
Right, because then they, like you said, they put it out there, but the whole idea was that when you're trying to control a snowball that's already rolling down the hill, it's hard for you to stop it once it's reached avalanche.
Yeah.
And that's what happened with that situation.
Okay.
Okay,
Well, real quick, let me give Jackie a chance to speak real quick. Jackie, what do you think about it?
Okay. Hello, everybody.
What's going on?
All right. Now, I basically feel that Will let Jada allow him to come out of character. He was a comedian first of all.
Mm-hmm.
And as being a comedian, those are jokes. If it had been D.L. Hughley that come out, he picks on everybody in the audience.
Yeah.
So first of all, it's a distraction
Mm-hmm.
for everything that's going on in the world right now.
Okay.
So that's the way I see that. It's first off a distraction. But Will was laughing at it because he's a comedian. He knew it was a joke. We all saw Jada's face after he said it with the, like, oh, you ain't gonna say nothing. She shouldn't have even put that in his ear because at this place in time, you don't say anything. Because if it would have been me, I would have said, hi, Chris, me and you, schoolyard, once the show is over. And it would have been a joke. But I think he actually pulled us back from where we were trying to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is a star. They're saying, okay, it don't matter how much money you make, you still a monkey to us and you done showed that to us. So that's the way I look at it. And secondly, with Jada, she going through a lot. Everybody knows. But you made a bed, you gotta lie in that.
Mm-hmm.
And as in, if Will should have really got upset about something, it should have been the entanglement. Not talking about, oh, you gonna be G.I. Jane. He should have been like, yeah, baby, you gonna make that money. That's just my point of view.
He didn't give that smoke to August Alsina. He was the one sleeping with his wife. And
he should have said something, but how do we know what was said? How do you know if he was smacked? Nobody lives with them.
Yeah.
You don't know what happened in their situation.
Okay. I doubt it. Very seriously, I doubt it.
But another thing, and I'll just think you can move.
I gotta take all of this down, right?
For me, it was just one thing about that. And they talking about how he was emasculated by his wife and all of that.
Yeah.
Nobody controls my actions but me. I don't care what my wife says or how my wife can't goat me into doing anything that I'm not willing to do. So his actions were of his own volition, even though I kind of
disagree with that. I disagree. I don't think it was of his own volition. He felt like he had to step up because of what happened, and he didn't say nothing about August. So it was his time to do something. But I think he chose the wrong platform to do that.
And I agree with you 100%.
That's what I said.
He probably had in his mind, I have to do something to make her feel. He probably was like, what would Tupac do?
Weak man.
So he like, yeah, Tupac would probably walk up there and smack him. So that's what I'm going to do so I could prove to her that I'm a man. I ain't no bitch.
That's understood. That's understood. That's understood.
Okay, well, we're going to give Marcy a chance to speak, and we're going to give Bron with a chance to hop on here. Marcy, what do you have to add to it?
Oops, I wasn't ready, but hello, y'all.
What's going on?
Hello.
I kind of agree with, I'm sorry, is that Master Creator? I can't see, I ain't got my
Master Creator. That's my man, JB.
First of all, none of that had anything to do with Alsina or whatever his name is, August Alsina. None of that had to do with any of that. Will was cheating on her. she was cheating on him. They had this open relationship agreement. That what happened at the Oscars had everything to do with him seeing the pain on his wife's face when she was embarrassed by Chris. And we're talking about setting us back. Have you all seen some of the takes that Chris has made, allowing other white comedians to use the word nigger with the R? Have y'all seen that? That's shucking and jiving.
The agenda achieved.
That's
all I had to say. She hit it.
None of these people on this panel ever once said, "Oh, I'm gonna go get me a ticket to see Chris Rock."
Ever.
Raise your hand if you have.
Nope.
No, and you don't know anybody who has.
Right.
Chris was being disrespectful. He has a history of being disrespectful. Do I think that Will Smith should have popped him? No.
Exactly.
I don't.
There's a time and place.
But do I understand why he did? Absolutely. I absolutely do. And it had nothing to do with August Alsina. It had nothing to do with sex.
Nope.
No.
What do you think, Brian?
Okay, so
Wait a minute. Okay, Brian, your microphone on?
Can we hear you, Brian?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you
Yeah,
now.
we hear you.
Okay. I personally feel like, first of all, why is this even a discussion? Well, first of all, let me say this. Do I agree with what Will did? No. But being a human, I understand triggers. I'm a passionate person. I understand that you can be pushed to a limit where you will choose violence. I feel like everyone has been in that situation, whether it's right or wrong, where something was said to you or something was said to someone that you love, and it just triggered inside you, and you made the wrong move. So that, for me, trying to apply that it's a place and a time for everything is very, very good in theory. But how do you tell somebody that's in that moment how they should or should not act? Because for sure, no one can tell you in that moment how you should or should not act because you just respond.
Okay.
I don't believe in her manipulating him and all that, because at the end of the day, he's a grown-ass man. I don't believe that she sat there and told him, go up there and hit him. No. If he did it because that's what he wanted to do. And it doesn't make him a simp, a fool, or none of that stuff. That was his wife. And in his mind, he felt like he did the right thing in that moment. Now, did he regret it after? Absolutely. Okay. But I just refuse to believe that it always has to end up being her fault. None of their past grievances should even have been a factor, because guess what? Just like y'all was saying, he's cheated on her, she's cheated on him. The way they discussed the relationship was open. The August thing, her and Will was separated.
Yeah.
So maybe he may not have liked the fact that she slept with August, but guess what? They went together. And that's not even to say that he wasn't doing his thing.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Is any of Will's indiscretions out in the public eye for anybody to consume, or is it just Jada?
It doesn't matter, but yeah, there's been several.
Actually, it does. It does matter. It does matter.
Well, I'll say that too. Does it matter too? Because it doesn't matter to me.
There's been.
The only thing that it matter to is the husband and the wife. It shouldn't matter to nobody else, because guess what? At the end of the day, we ain't getting none of that damn money. We ain't starring in none of that movie. We ain't doing none of that. So how does it affect you if his indiscretions were or were not out in the public?
And the only reason why this came out in the public is because
we're out in the public.
Yes. And the only reason why this is out in the public is because August couldn't play his position.
Exactly.
He got into his feelings. and he put it out there.
Okay.
But to answer your question, yes, Will, because you
once
don't
he
know
put it
him,
out,
Will has had
once he put it out there.
many sexual relationships, but with white women like Cameron Diaz. But we don't follow that because who gives a shit about the white women? I don't.
No, has anybody on his side come out, even after all of this? Has anybody on his side that he supposedly had relations with, have they come out and embarrassed Jada in any fashion?
Why would they?
That's the question I have.
Why would they?
How did it embarrass Will?
Why?
Okay. So if she's putting all of that business on Front Street willingly, keep embarrassing him at every turn, so you're not supposed to have discretion for your own marriage and your own husband.
But here's
But guess what?
Is that
He
what
can't
right
be
now?
that embarrassed if he's still there. How was he so embarrassed? First of all, how are you speaking for this man? You don't know if he was embarrassed or not.
Yeah. And she didn't put it out there. August did.
Everybody's speaking for it. Everybody's speaking for it. So you trying to tell me? Wait a minute. Hold on. So you trying to tell me that when you put something out in the public eye, nobody has a right to have an opinion on it? Everybody's talking about it, not just us. So we're doing the same
we're
thing
gonna talk
everybody
about
else
it.
doing. So you can't use
But
that.
again,
Okay,
is
but
that
you can't
what
use that. So
what
I'm
problem
saying
is that solving?
what problem we're talking about. We're having a conversation about it.
But
that's
her
that's how we
relationship
do it.
with
Right here.
August has absolutely nothing to do with what they decided to do.
Can I just
I
can I challenge?
understand women are going to justify. I understand women are going to justify her. I understand. I do understand that you're going to justify her fuck
And
shit,
I do
but I
understand that
guarantee
men are going to put the blame on her. I do
Absolutely.
understand that.
Absolutely. They're going to put all the blame on her.
because it's on her.
No, it's
Because
not.
it is
No,
on
it's
her.
not on
Because
her.
she's
So
the one- she is
what
the one on
so
Front
what I'm getting from you
One
is
second,
you
everybody.
are
Hold on.
Street.
Hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, because we getting out.
Whose
We
fault
getting
is
a
it
little
then
bit
if
out of
it's not
control.
her?
Just go.
But
Wait,
the
wait,
person
just
that
go
walked
from
up on the stage and kicked the man, that's
Hold
whose
on.
fault it is.
Wait a minute.
I
Hold
want
on.
to know.
Hold
I
on.
want Tim to say, why is it on her? Why is it her
Can I
fault?
say something?
What makes it her fault?
Wait a minute. Let Lady Shy speak her piece first, real quick, and then we can go with why it's on her. Go ahead, Shy.
Okay, I just wanted to say y'all funny as heck. First off, okay, so from the look, they cut the camera back to the stage. None of us know if that look was a look of help me, do something. I want to grab your hand, move for me, do anything. So we don't know what happened with the situation from that moment. Him being her husband, yeah, he thought it was funny initially. It could have even been a politically correct. Chris Rock ain't funny, so y'all, everybody just anyway. So he looked over, saw his wife was not happy. Yeah, he reacted. They're across the table from each other. And the reason why I'm bringing that part up is because people kept bringing up the subject of she could have stopped him. She's on the other side of the table. How would she stop him? We had talked about that earlier.
We did.
And you had valid points. But again, she didn't know what he was going up onto that stage to do. Right? She didn't know what he was
Allegedly.
Do you know every time? Never mind. We ain't going to go no further. Every time your spouse moves, you know exactly what they're going to do. You know exactly what they're going to do.
Not every single time, no.
Exactly. So
No,
you don't know.
Not every single thing.
From what they had on the camera, let me talk.
Okay, go ahead.
He walked up there calmly. Even Chris Rock was sitting there laughing because he had no clue. He couldn't even tell that Will was angry. And he walked up and he smacked him. He still was like, wait, he couldn't even, he was still in shock.
Yeah.
You cannot blame a woman for somebody making a decision on what they want to do. He got up and made that decision. It didn't look like it was premeditated. She didn't look like she knew what he was about to do. You cannot say this was her fault at that moment. Whatever happened months ago was months ago. He may have a buildup of anger. You know how some people are slow to anger, and then when they finally that one thing triggers them, That's it. That's me. I'm one of them people. It takes so long to get me there, and then bam. So you don't know. He walked up real calmly. I'm gonna go because I already know once I stop talking, y'all gonna hop on, and I'm not gonna get on back in. There was a part about her manipulating. Me and my dad was talking about that earlier. He said in every relationship, a man and a woman manipulate each other.
That's right.
If y'all saying that she's a manipulator, think about it. You manipulate your wife or your husband, your girlfriend or your boyfriend. So you're not going to keep calling this woman a manipulator and don't think about what you do to your spouse.
Okay.
That's right.
I'm trying to think before y'all hop in. What else? Throw something else at me. August Alsina. He brought a lot of this crap to the table because they were very, very private people. And then at one point, I do remember Will doing not a series, but like a documentary where he talked about his previous relationships and how he cheated or whatever with the relationships he was. So they started talking slowly a little bit here and there about their relationships. We don't know what happened behind the scenes with him and Alsina. We don't know if they had a man-to-man talk, if they fought, whatever they did. But if you notice, Alsina is not talking right now. So something happened between that entanglement song and today. We still haven't heard nothing from exactly. If it was money, it could have been I'm gonna punch you in your face if you come back out with like, you know what I'm saying? We don't know. JB, stop. We don't know.
That's right.
So, but
I'm just saying.
I know. But I'm just saying. So we don't know from the entanglement song to now what happened with Alsina. But everybody keeps pulling this man. He home-minded his business. His name.
And this has nothing to do with him.
This the most his name been used even when he had songs. So he never. You know what I'm saying? So, but now y'all can jump.
Well, maybe you get Greg in here. Greg, go, come on, man. We got because we got a bunch of lions on here tonight, and ain't nobody backing down. So, damn it, let's do it.
Meow. You gotta get it in.
I don't overtalk people. That's just not me. So.
All right, let's remove everything. Let's remove the dude that slept with Jada. Let's remove all of that. Everything is outside. We just dealing with what the man did. A man's actions, okay? Someone cracked a joke on his wife. He actually laughed, so he thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Take the same situation with me and my wife. Cracked the joke. I laughed. The wife beefing. Baby, that shit was funny. But we're going to leave it right there. What Will's problem is he playing chess and don't realize that who his queen is or how to use his queen. So on a man perspective, that was a weak move.
Okay.
All right. Now we're going to go and we're going to dissect the video. And I'm going to show you where all of this shit is propaganda and bullshit.
I believe that too, Greg. I don't even believe the shit was real. I really don't.
It was staged just the way Chris had his hands behind his back.
Exactly.
Because action, you gonna hit somebody if they hit you.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Exactly.
Sorry, Greg.
Let me point out a few things. Now we know Will Smith played Muhammad Ali. And he actually went to boxing school to learn how to play that part. Now you telling me you upset, but you have training on how to throw a punch, let alone a slap.
And that's the point right here.
You stood up there, flat-footed, squared off, and swung from right to left, has no strength. Now, my wife brought out a very important detail of that.
Okay.
Before Will Smith got up there, Chris braced himself because he knew it was coming.
My father said that.
And he put his hands behind his back so he could take the shot.
And leaned his face out.
And after the hit, he did not straighten his clothes up or anything. You know how most people, when they get hit, they like, woo, he ain't do none of that.
Sorry, you can't walk up on me and hit me. My reactions is going to come back.
That's right.
You hit me,
I'm going to hit you.
This is a natural thing.
That's right.
Not natural is what we witnessed. Now, what the true question is,
look at you.
What is Hollywood really hiding?
There you go.
And hold on.
It was done with a purpose.
Hold on. Now, sister, the young lady who was just up, she nailed it on the head. They just opened up the door. You know, the anti-lynching law is in effect. Biden did sign, but they just opened up the door for white comedians to use the nigger word.
Absolutely.
So what's the agenda?
Distraction.
And total and all, that was a weak man move, and the weakest man wouldn't have done what Will done.
Say it again.
Can I ask a question, please?
Go ahead, bro.
What would be the point of setting that up and overshadowing everybody's accomplishments for the Oscar night? What would be the point of that? If you think it was staged, what would be the point of it? Why would they do that to overshadow everybody's accomplishments of the night and let that be the headline? When Will could lose everything he possibly worked for his whole entire life over this, what would be the purpose of that?
Distraction. The purpose of that will be total distraction because we're here arguing about.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Everybody accomplished something that night, and nobody got their accolade simply because of that incident. So you saying to distract from what? White people using the N-word?
No, not really. It's bigger than that. It's so much bigger. Look at the energy.
What's the distraction?
This is it. This is exactly it. Look at the energy that we're putting in on nonsense, my brother. That's what it's about. Now, on the very next day, no one's talking about Biden signing that damn anti-lynching law.
Energy has been put in the nonsense every single day. Every single day. Any type of thing that happened is a headline for a couple days and then it's gone. That's how quick the news cycle goes. So I can't follow that lie because it doesn't make sense. As far as the N-word is concerned, how in the hell can we expect white people to not use the N-word and we say it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week?
I don't say it.
Can somebody explain that to me?
Who cares? That's the real question. Who really cares? It doesn't matter.
But I'm saying you can't lie that. How do you hold somebody accountable if that's we would pick that word up, try to switch it around to make it suit our sensibilities, and then when other people use it, we outrage. Why? If we so outraged, we wouldn't use it ourselves. That's how I look at that. That's a simple, plain answer. Don't use the word. You can't be outraged about some shit you use every day, all day. I don't care. When you got other cultures, the words that they find derogatory, nobody can use them shits. Jewish people, Latinos, it doesn't matter who it is. If it's a derogatory word, if you say it, they hold you accountable for that shit. How the hell we gonna hold somebody accountable for some shit we do ourselves?
Actually, you have a point there. You have a point there because you never hear white people saying. You never hear white people saying that's my cracker. That's my honky.
That's wrong.
You never hear black people saying, Jewish people saying that's my
white people call white people names like that all the time. They call each other white trash, white bread, white this. Yes, they do. I'm
telling you now. You
call each other wet. Yes, they do.
No, they're actually talking about white trash.
Yes, they do. All cultures do tend to talk about their own people because that's what they know. So
who else knows each other better than we know ourselves?
Exactly.
Well, let me see.
This is my issue with the N-word.
You can use derogatory terms. You can use derogatory terms towards other races and not be held accountable. That's what you're telling me?
Oh yeah.
No, you gotta be held accountable. Yeah.
Why are you using them at all?
Okay. Where? You can First of all, what's the name? What's the name? Just got his whole shit taken from him for saying shit about Jewish people. So did Whoopi Goldberg. So you cannot. I don't know what you
but that goes to certain races. That's the people that pull together. That's the community.
I'm not one of those people.
You're talking about Nick Cannon.
I ain't got a dog in the fight, so I can say what I want.
I said you were talking about Nick Cannon.
I would love to hear you. I would love to hear you say some shit about Jewish people and watch them not come for you.
Well, that's the problem, and that's our problem, because every single body besides us will fight for their people.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Everybody besides us. If we were pulled together, we wouldn't allow that. They got Asians that are above us now. Because they pull together. When are we gonna pull together?
Well, let me chime in here. Let me chime in here. Wait a minute, hold on, everybody. Let me chime in here real quick. Wait a minute. Let me chime in here real quick. So, another thing that was lost on this whole thing, another thing that was lost on the Oscars, and maybe I'm pretty sure y'all know about it, but a lot of people really haven't paid attention to it because we're thinking that it's an isolated incident with Slap itself, but a lot of people don't even know that there was a black man that produced the Oscars this year. Yeah. Will Packer.
I do know that.
Right. I do know that. So, with the black man producing the Oscars this year, that's another thing. Yeah. That was the first time in history a black man was allowed to produce the Oscars.
So what a way to start your career.
I have a question.
So that's why I said, what would be the justification?
How many out of all of y'all actually watch the Oscars?
No, I do not watch the Oscars.
I never watch it.
I don't watch them. I'm not gonna lie like I do.
How many of y'all only watch it to look for more violence after the hit?
No, I won't watch it. I still won't watch it.
It's still not my thing.
I wait for the highlights.
You know what? Can I get a minute here? Can I get a minute?
Let me hear what
she said.
I've been quiet for ever since my opening statement, so I just want to get a minute right quick. First of all, my whole family are thespians and in the realm of theatrical acting. My son works at Universal Studios, so I mean, my family is engrossed in the theater world. So yes, when the Oscars come on, I watch it. I'm probably one of the few black people in East Baltimore at 8 o'clock sitting in front of the TV waiting for it to come on. I was watching it. I watched everything live and in real time. I actually saw a couple comments that came up from people who saw the same things that I saw, as far as, Chris Rock was about to try to swing because he made a fist. And everybody keeps going over that, but I'm not even going to go over there. There was so many positives about this black run Oscars that were overshadowed by Will's bad decision. Did you know that the person who did the music and orchestration for the Oscars this year was from Baltimore?
No, they don't watch it.
Yep.
Dante Winslow.
Really?
Was the orchestrator for all of the music.
That's my point. That's my point.
Everything was overshadowed by this one negative.
That's my point, sir.
Right.
Guess what? I'm sorry. When you go to the other award shows and somebody grabs so they allowed this.
That's my point that I was trying to make. Why would they do that?
Because, like my brother said earlier, it's about controlling what you think is important. And that's where we lose sight. We're arguing with each other over whether Jada and Will and all this. And
exactly.
Chris, and we're not talking about the real thing. Whereas, why didn't this happen last year when black people weren't in the forefront of the Oscars?
I love you, brother.
I love you too, and that's why I kept pointing at you when you were talking. And it shouldn't. It shouldn't be like that. We missed so much positivity over one negative action. And that's how our community always seems to gravitate towards that negative stuff. And because most people didn't realize how positive, how pro-black, how amazing even Will Smith winning Best Actor was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Was overshadowed by some dumb shit. Because our people always love the dumb shit.
The drama.
Yeah.
So again,
and I'm gonna be,
again, I agree. Hold up, I agree with you. That's what I was saying. So why would they stage that to overshadow everything good that's supposed to have taken place that night? Who's to blame for that? Will, right?
I don't believe it was staged.
I don't believe it was staged either.
You can't even say that it wasn't staged. You can't, because maybe they wanted to show that a black person shouldn't have anything to do with the Oscars because this is how they act.
So that doesn't make sense. That literally doesn't make sense.
Not one bit.
That's what I'm saying.
We're talking about Hollywood.
But
nothing makes sense in Hollywood.
Yeah, but what would have made the
I'm just get out there.
No, Will Smith was in his feelings. Jada put a battery in his back. He got up and he slapped Chris.
Why do we keep placing this blame on Jada? I don't understand it.
Okay, let me say this.
Hold on.
Everybody will act like it's not her fault when it's her goddamn fault. It is her fault.
And everybody will act like it's her fault.
Let me say this.
We're always to blame.
It is
always. All right, let me wait a minute. Hold on. I wish I could use that right now. But wait a minute, I might be in it. I don't know. Let
me get my bed.
All right, give me 1 second. So, all right. So, unfortunately, a lot of us have the mentality. of I'm gonna go off where you show off. You know what I mean? So a lot of us think that way. Okay, and in some situations, in some occasions, that stuff is what it is. I think the problem here is you asking somebody else to give you accolades. You asked somebody else was what you did on film okay. So you walked in their house, and if you go into their house, you abide by their rules. Okay. Right. So now, what was also pointed out to me, and I wanted to mention that was the fact that there's been a lot of messed up incidents at the Oscars. The problem was they were not televised. Tommy Lee and Kid Rock got into a fight.
Right.
Back in the 1970s. Hold on. Back in the 1970s, an indigenous woman got up on stage and talked about how Hollywood was racist towards them, and Clint Eastwood and John Wayne tried to get on stage and fight this woman. Let me tell you why we don't know about that, because they did not film it.
Exactly.
So here's the thing. What Will did was film, and here's the problem. And as a black community, we need to understand they always accentuate our worst, but they never accentuate our best. Absolutely. Which is one of the reasons why what he did has a trickle down effect to so many other people, because that should have been his night, Packard's night, plus Love's night, Love's night. It's so many black people who had a major role in what happened. And the only thing, like right now, yes, I did pick the show, but the only thing we're talking about is a slap. And not to mention, and of course, you know, we don't coin the phrase "black on black crime." But what do you think was said right after that happened? Black on black crime, and that's where the problem comes in, is because it's us. And I know even if it was staged, if it was propaganda, what I'm gonna say is this, and I might get shut down for this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. If Will and Chris Tucker staged that, there's some coons for that shit.
Agreed.
They are.
Because what you did, because right here on this platform, I'm trying to push this platform into different stratospheres. And what you did may make it hard for me because I talk a lot of shit on here. I'm aggressive on here. And you may think that I'm aggressive to the point to where I'm going to get up on stage and fight somebody because, well, Will Smith, the nicest black man on the planet, and he went and did it. Well, what's going to stop you?
Understand the narrative.
That's the thing. There were so many things. What's up, bro?
It was. Bro, he made it seem like you could just walk up on stage and slap a comedian. Like what? What? Come on, man.
Look,
come on.
First of all, the problem is, and going back to your comments, Grizz, they allowed it to be viewed.
Yes.
Guess what? There is footage of the John Wayne, and that there is footage of the Tommy Lee fight. But guess what they did every other year?
Yeah.
They went to that goddamn commercial, and they cut the commercial. When Will was walking to that stage, they had every minute to go cut. Let's go to commercial.
Yep.
Right.
They didn't. What they did was they was like, I apologize for that. Let them monkeys play.
Yep.
So,
and
are we really about to sit up here and blame the Oscars and not Will for doing the dumb shit he did?
Bruh, you're missing the
Are you
point.
serious?
Are we really about to sit up here and blame the Oscars?
No, you missing the
I
point.
know. Listen, the bigger picture. The point is, Will Smith had no discernment about himself. He walked up and he slapped Chris Rock.
Everybody.
So now it's back to Will's fault now because it was Jada's, right?
Yeah, it's everybody's fault. Pick a fault.
Are we absolving Jada of everything?
No.
That's what I want to know. Lady, real quick. Are we absolving Jada of everything?
It don't make me do shit.
Just because she made an expression didn't mean hop up and go to action.
Exactly right.
He
chose to do that. She didn't force him to do that.
Okay. Now he could have waited after the show. But we also hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. We're gonna have to talk one at a time, everybody, because everybody talking all at the same time. All right, Mr. Troy, go ahead. What was you saying, man?
Did you guys not hear Will Smith accept his speech when he got his award?
Yeah.
Did you hear the speech? Did you hear the bullshit ass crying excuse and all that, right?
Coward.
Did that sound like somebody who did something to spare the moment, or was that some shit that happened that was built up from what Jada did?
That didn't have anything to do with what you keep wanting to make this about their sexual history, and it wasn't about their sexual history.
Exactly.
You keep wanting to make it about that, and it's not about.
Will, I'm gonna tell you what it was about. It was about Will feeling emasculated. Everybody coming down on him about what Jada did, and he couldn't take it no more.
Bingo.
So he had to prove that he was a man. So he went up there and slapped Chris Rock. That's exactly what it was about.
No, that's not what it's about. But okay.
Y'all ain't gonna sit up here and tell me that it's not about Jada. I'm not.
Give me 1 second, everybody. Hold on. All right, I know everybody passionate right now. Everybody's all riled the hell up. Okay, but y'all already know how we do on the Grizzly. I'm gonna bring the screen up a little bit bigger here tonight because I already know. And this is my man Troy. Haven't been on in a while, so this is the segment that we usually do. Miss Bronwyn, you already know it's your turn. Don't even act like you don't know what's happening tonight. What is Miss Bronwyn eating tonight?
I am eating badly tonight, just so you all know.
Not you.
Is that a red box? Ew!
She eating babies.
It's the memes for me. It's
the chicken, the spicy chicken
bathroom.
Okay. she about to light fire to that thing.
Well, I can say I'm actually eating really good tonight.
What you eating? What you eating? Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. We got it. What is Jackie eating tonight?
Curry goat. Potatoes, carrots, yellow rice, and festival. And
where did
cabbage.
you get that from?
All right now.
Thanks to Mr. G.
I smell it through the computer now.
Yeah.
Through the computer, we can smell it.
So we done got out the food. Wait, hold on. Who is this over here in the corner with the food? Is that Greg again?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. We got another person coming in, but he's coming in at the segment of right now. What is
coming in hot?
Eating tonight.
Coming in hot.
What you eating, my man?
What I'm eating?
Yeah.
Oh no, I ain't eating nothing, man. I'm about to smoke. I'm about to smoke.
We got one guest and smoking tonight segment. But hold on.
Yeah,
we gotta hop in real quick with my man JB, the connoisseur of cognacs. What is JB drinking tonight?
Well, guess what? I'm still in my kiddo dotes and dolly dotes and little lambs eat ivy mode. So I'm still drinking from the green bottles. Today I'm drinking my Jameson regular.
Okay. Okay.
This is coming across the ocean and it feels so good going down. You're going to find yellow hearts, green clovers, and blue stars in your life.
That's if you drink a few shots of that shit, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I finished the bottle tonight, but actually I'm really a fan of Jameson. It's always was a well-made drink. It's a cool drink. You can sit down and talk, finish a bottle with friends, and still be able to, navigate the highways and byways of life without being a dick.
Yes, sir.
So I love drinks that allow me to be me and not take me out of character. I am just saying goodbye to this month by finishing up with Jameson. Next month, I will be going back to my top shelves and I will be giving you some amazing drinks that you probably. I'm sorry, some of y'all, like Bronwyn's house, y'all know my drinks, but I'm going to see if I can fool you and bring D up and bring some drinks that he don't know. So, but before I go, I've got to ask because today, I know I've been in the studio all day, and I know that I washed up real good, put on my degree, and I put on a little bit of I don't even remember what I put on this morning. It was so early. But we have a resident sommelier in the house, and that's my boy, dearest Ted. Ted, I want to know, what is dearest Ted wearing tonight for the ladies to know how we like to smell right? What are you wearing?
All right, I'm about to go in Teddy mode real quick. So, ladies,
Uh-oh.
watch your black ass mouth. Okay.
All right now.
All right, so ladies, so check this out. So, I've been talking about this cologne for a minute now, Azuro. Right, this is the first one. Azuro Wanted. Okay, we've already seen it. It's one of the summertime grapes. I just got this one not too long ago. This is the Azuro by Night, and this is the nighttime fragrance. This is the evening fragrance. But I'm going to tell y'all, I just got my brand new baby in house, and she smells better than the rest of them, and that is the Azuro Most Wanted. Check this out. Now, first of all, I'm already going to show you why I love the bottle, because the bottle, it's all black.
I like that one.
Yes.
You know, like that. So that's the bottle right there. And look, the top note on this is toffee. The top note on this is toffee. It has sandalwood. It has cardamom. I'm telling you, I love all of the colognes that I get, but this one right here gets my 10 by 10. It's a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10. I swear to you, this one right here, I'm gonna call it what my man, the bow tie fragrance guy on YouTube. This is a panty dropper.
Well, all right.
This is right here. So if you want,
I said, all right now.
I'll take you.
So if you want the panties to come down, well, if you do want the panties to come down, you can't be a sucker and you can't be no lame. But if you want the panties to come down, what will actually add to that is this right here. This is most wanted, and I'm telling you, it is tested and approved and approved by your man Teddy. Yes. So we got the entire collection in tow.
Yeah.
We got the gallery saying yes. So we got the regular Zorro. We got the Zorro by night, and this is the most wanted. And like I said, if you want one that will definitely, if you like to get attention, this is the one that's going to get it for you. I promise you. So now,
you know what? Before you go in, this is the whole idea with.
Is it grabbing your attention, Cheryl?
Huh?
Do you feel like you're going to drop your panties? Not from him. But if
somebody just told me that panties was about to come being thrown across the room. That's what I was just told.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to eat.
Cheryl, what are you eating?
What is Cheryl eating tonight?
Hey, JD, I got a question for you, JD.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried the Jameson and had a shot of pickle juice with it?
Oh yeah, I did it. Wait, I'll be right back. Go do
it. Troy, this we get. When the mood starts to get high, we lighten it up a little bit, and then we hop right back into it. You know what I mean?
Get out of here.
I don't know. That's my joke right there. I love it.
Look, Bronwyn, let's tell them. This is for people who like fun drinking.
That's right.
A shot.
It's nasty, y'all. Don't believe us.
I'm telling you. No, it's about as nasty as hot Cheetos. Come on now. You have your shot of Jameson. You have your pickleback. Shot it?
Yep.
Oh, I'll be sipping because I didn't like it.
Pickleback, baby. That's
I love pickles, so I'm just smelling. And I love Jameson's.
Is that the liquid version of a? Is that the liquid version of a salted rum?
Jameson's Black Barrel.
Pickles and moonshine.
The Jameson's Black Barrel is good as well.
Okay.
You had a pickle that was in the moonshine, or was it something else?
I don't think Tamisha Green agrees with what you just did. She just kind of hit you with the
night. Come on.
What was it in the moonshine?
Peaches.
Peaches in the moonshine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I don't think Tamisha Green likes the pickles with the pickle shot.
Yeah.
It is nasty, I'm telling you.
Keisha, don't believe the hype.
We're gonna hop back into this.
Tamisha, can I give you another? This is a good one. So if you haven't had this, try this. You take a shot of watermelon Malibu, put it in a shot glass. Have your significant other put their tongue in your belly button and pour it down your chest. Body shot that you'll never forget.
I can go for that. Let's do that twice.
I think we need an adult game night.
And JB also gets one of these right here. All right, so you know what? We're gonna get back to the discussion. We got my man Gaston in the building. So Gaston, I'm pretty sure you heard everything that we're talking about.
I got in here a little late because I was cleaning up and stuff. I got in here a little late, but I'm in here. All
right, we're talking about the slap heard around the world. Mm-hmm. What is your take on
around the block?
But my take on it, you want my real take on it?
Oh yeah, be real, bro. Say the shit.
I lost a lot of respect for Will Smith. I respect him in his professional capacity, him being an actor and all those things, I don't think they should be taken away as Oscar. I don't even think we should be talking about that. He earned that. He played the role. He did that. He got that for a reason. But outside of professional, as a man, he hurt himself with me. I feel like he a bitch, to be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like he a bitch, to be honest with you. I feel like he's an opportunist. I felt like he targeted Chris Rock. I think that was. I think Chris Rock caught the brunt end of a lot of shit that Will been feeling for a minute. I feel like he knew what I meant by he targeted. I feel like he knew Chris Rock wasn't going to do nothing. It was apparent the fact that he could slap him and immediately turn his back. He knew he wasn't going to do nothing because he knows that man. You dig what I'm saying? And I feel like at the end of the day, it's a damn shame that after over 2 decades of marriage and 2 grown adult children, that this man still finds himself in a place where he feel like he got to prove his love to his wife.
Yeah.
Facts. It's all Jada fault.
ain't Jada fault. That nigga need to have a spine. He need to have some balls. And if he had to go home, and if he had to go home, and he had to go home or on a ride home, had to hear about the fact that he laughed and she didn't find that shit funny. Oh well, nigga, you just deal with that. But his initial reaction wasn't the one that he presented to Chris Rock. Exactly. He reacted. He reacted. He reacted in a way strictly to gratify his wife, and that was some bitch shit to me.
Thank you.
Because I mean, for the most part, he didn't even respect. He didn't even respect the laws of the street. Because you never air your shit out in public.
You're supposed to have discernment.
You take that shit behind curtains and you take it.
Even if he wanted to, even if his attitude was to put his hands on that man, I would respect it better if that was his initial reaction. But we all saw that wasn't his initial reaction.
Exactly right.
He was doing damage control. He got caught laughing at some shit that his wife didn't find amusing, and he did damage control.
Yeah.
Always my point of view.
Yeah.
I said, no matter what Jada did, said, whatever, he still had the energy in his body to decide what he was going to do with it.
He should have.
Right.
And I say
that's the problem. He did what everybody was expecting a black man to do.
An insecure boy.
An insecure boy, not a real black man.
Not a man, period.
Because let me say this,
I would have turned to my wife and said, I have you.
Yeah. Well, let me say this now.
But I have you.
But if you insecure in your marriage, you ain't gotta say that to your spouse.
Right.
If you secure in your marriage, you don't have to say that to your spouse at all.
But the whole idea,
y'all should look at each other and be like, okay, we're gonna deal with this later.
Yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from, but sometimes a look isn't enough for a woman. Sometimes you gotta go, babe, I got this. And they need to hear your words. Because as a as a strong black woman, words mean more than their looks.
Yeah.
You want them to tell you got their back. I've been married for 34 years.
Yeah.
I can't look at my wife and say nothing. I gotta tell her I got you. Don't worry.
You know what? We've been married for 30, and my husband ain't got to tell me nothing. I already know.
That's beautiful.
Can I say this?
Well, let me say this.
My wife still got some growing to do.
Let me say this one thing.
He know I got it.
And he know we gonna handle it together.
Cause y'all gangster.
Sometimes I don't want her.
Can I say this
know, girl. Chris Rock would have given me shit in the schoolyard after the show.
Hold on. Wait a minute. What's up, man? What's up?
Can I say this one thing?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so how is Jada so offended? Even on her own show, her own video that she made, she was laughing about her head, and she said, "I love it. I'm embracing it. This is what's happening. I'm losing my hair, so I'm just going to embrace the shit." She said that herself. So how can you be offended if you're supposed to love it yourself?
I like
That's
to
why I
answer
said
that.
bullshit.
I think you need to let each and every woman answer this. So who's first?
Yeah, I'll answer that. I was at one point over 100 pounds heavier than I am now. And I used to make the fat jokes about myself before anybody else could do it to avoid that. And I would laugh and kiki and ha-ha with you. But
you were hurt.
inside, I was hurting like a mug. I was hurt.
Exactly right.
I would go home and I would cry about that. I would tell people, "Oh, I'm good, I'm good," like it rolls off my back, but it hurt.
Whose fault is that, though? Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that, though?
What you mean? Whose fault is that? That's society's fault.
What I'm saying is what society's fault that you was 100 pounds overweight?
No, listen to what you asked and listen to my answer. No, it's not society's fault that I was 100 pounds overweight. It was society's fault that I had to feel like I had to make myself the butt of the joke before you could. That's what is society's fault.
No,
society's fault
is
that Jada has to say I am
Jacqueline, bring me in unit.
Be hurt, but she
please.
Can't be hurt. I'm gonna finish my statement, please. But she can't be hurt that she has alopecia, which is an autoimmune disease caused and precipitated by other underlying issues. Because I hear a lot of people say it's just loss of hair. It's not just that. On that note, that's what I think.
It could be a curse.
All right, next, I want to hear what the ladies got to say. What else? What's the next lady? No.
Is she going to die from it?
She could, because like I said, it's an autoimmune disease that has
you can die from
underlying issues, and you don't know what her underlying issues are.
It don't matter.
You know,
I don't give a damn what her.
It doesn't matter.
I could give
and the fact
about what her underlying.
It wasn't for you to give a damn. It was for her husband to give a damn.
I'm going by what she said. I'm going by what she said and what she portrayed herself. So if you decide,
hold up, wait a minute. We can't cut each other off. We got to talk one by one. Hold on. Let's bring. Hold up. We got to talk one by one. We can't cut each other off.
Bring it in.
That's on you.
Are you done?
Let me go. Let me do it real quick.
Okay.
All right, it's my turn.
Am I done?
We were.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I will mute you.
Go ahead.
We were raised that our hair is our glory, our crown. We were taught that long hair was a thing of femininity. So when we lose our hair because of something we can't control, and we're used to having that hair to play with, it's a very hurtful thing. So we try to play it off if it's not serious, so that other people would make light of it, so it won't be as harsh when they make a joke about it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of women are losing their hair, not just for alopecia, but cancer. So what if hers in this situation was cancer, and he's joking and not realizing she cut her hair because of chemo or whatever else she's going through? That joke was harsh. Even if she didn't have alopecia.
Even if she had cancer, he's a comedian.
Listen. Just because the joke may have not been thrown out in a certain way, it was received in a certain way. Mm-hmm. It was all kinds of meanings to that joke. G.I. Jane was Demi Moore. Demi Moore cheated on her husband with a younger man, right?
No, my God. Well, come on.
I'm sorry. She started dating a younger man, right?
Come on.
So it was all kind of relations into the bald-headed situation. Don't shake.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Just listen. There was all
First
kind
of
of
all,
things.
Jada always has short hair.
Hold up, bro. Hold up.
Listen.
No,
Hold up.
Jada didn't always have short hair.
Wait. Hold on. Let her finish. Hold on.
Unless she had a weave.
No, that was Jada's natural hair. Sorry. I'm sorry, Cheryl. Go ahead. I'm gonna mute myself.
I'm about to mute people if y'all just let me talk for a minute. Y'all know I don't talk a lot on the show. Just let me. People were throwing out memes and things trying to relate it to different scenarios because everybody had their opinion of what this joke meant. Everybody has their opinion of what Will did when he went up there. You cannot tell somebody what they feel when a joke is made about them. It wasn't made about you.
That's right.
When your hair falls out.
That's
Mine
right.
is slowly falling out. And I'm doing my best to keep my hair. So it hit me in a little bit of a way. So I understand. So my thing is this. Stop telling people how they should feel about something that's directed at them.
Thank you.
You don't receive it the same way I would.
Thank you.
Okay.
There you go. And I may have misspoken on the G.I. Jane part, but people were trying to relate that stuff because everybody's trying to piece something together that none of us know what's really happening.
Well, I could speak on this like from a personal aspect. Real quick, bro. Hold on. I can speak on this from a personal aspect. I started like my man, Louis Troy and Light Shy. I had locks. Jerry, you remember when I had locks? Back in back when I was like 21, 22 years old. I lost my hair at 22 years old. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the jokes that I got in most of the women were vicious, mean, and cruel. But guess what? Nobody did. Ain't nobody come to my defense. I had to deal with it.
Exactly.
I had to deal with it. It doesn't matter, but I had to deal with the fact that I'm going bald. I had to go, so I had to find the best way to embrace it. And I don't know I don't know if anybody else up here know what it's like when you first go bald, but your hair is kind of like a canopy on your head. So when you first go bald, you got this part of your head that's dark and this part of your head that's light. I literally look like a koala printer. So two different tones in my head. You know what I'm saying? I was looking crazy. I literally had two different tones in my head. So I'm walking around looking black and white.
Nobody cared about you going bald, correct?
Yeah. But what's that?
Nobody cared about you going bald, correct?
Nobody give a damn. I had to deal with it.
Exactly.
I had to deal with people talking bad about me. I had to deal with the ridicule.
I can see you thinking right now.
Yeah, I had to deal with females talking crazy about me. I literally had to deal with that stuff. And yes, when I went, it hurt me. It was painful because I was awkward and I didn't know how to deal with it. I had to grow into it, and I didn't have nobody come to my defense about that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
and you know what?
Another thing I'm gonna say is I understand that Jada Pinkett she's going through something with alopecia, and I understand that it's an autoimmune deficiency, but there's still other ways that you can handle things. And I'm not trying to tell her how she's supposed to, but there's a young man who also got joked, who also got talked bad about, who also got shit on because of a sickness called cancer. That was Chadwick Boseman, and he handled his with grace.
Yeah, they did him bad.
Exactly.
You had no idea what this man was going through. Now, I'm not saying Jada cannot speak. I'm saying she can't speak. I'm not saying she can't speak about what she's going through. But what I'm going to say is this: if you're going to be in the entertainment business, I just heard a joke from Corey Holcomb that was worse than anything Chris Rock said on stage. So the jokes are going to now get worse. Will can't go fight every damn body. So I'm just going to say this, and this is where she comes in. You as his wife need to grab him and say, baby, look, I need you. You can't react to everything. So I need you. This is where you protect your man, because we don't always make the best decisions in the moments of high what's the word I'm looking for? When we highly emotional, we do not always make the best decisions, which is one of the reasons why it's not a good idea for men to operate in emotion, because we do dumb shit when we get overly emotional. So at that point, it was her time to take and say, hey, hold up. That's what you protect the man at. Because we always want to protect our woman, but there's a moment when we need to be protected from destroying ourselves. We need to be protected from ourselves at certain points.
She knew what he was going to do when he went up
Because I'm
there.
gonna say this, and this is basically the only thing I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say is, but this is what I'm gonna say. They have been together for over 20-something years. Now, I'm gonna say this. Now, everybody don't know everything everybody gonna do, but she probably seen that look before. But I don't know. I can only speculate.
Exactly.
I have no idea if she's seen the look before, if she know the look before. I don't know. But she knew he was not walking up there with good intentions. She knew he wasn't walking up with good intentions. Regardless of whether or not she knew what he was about to do, she knew it wasn't going to be good.
Somebody has their TV in the background.
So who got the TV on in the background? You got to shut that down. That's my man, Greg.
Thank you.
It ain't me. That's back there talking. It wasn't me. Not this time.
Where was
I
her
don't know who it
protection
is.
for him?
When you muted him, it
Wait
stopped.
a minute, hold on real quick. Let me check this out quick. Everybody say something.
Hey,
Hello.
Hey.
Greg, it's you.
We getting the feedback. All right, so here's the thing, man. Look, I know that we can call ourselves blaming any and everybody under the sun. We can blame Will Smith for his actions, which we have to blame Will Smith for his actions. Because Will Smith was the one that committed the actions. We can also say that Jada had a big part in it or a small part in it, but you can't say that it wasn't because of what he felt about what was going on with her that he didn't do what he did. He has to be accountable for his actions, yes, but at some point you have to be you gotta she know her man. We need y'all to protect. We need y'all to protect. No, we need y'all to protect us. How many times have a woman protected a man from doing some dumb shit? And how many men are in the grave right now because a woman said, "Oh, so you just gonna let him talk to me like that?" How many men are in the grave right now from certain women that have said, not all women, because all women are not toxic like that. But how many men are in the grave right now saying, "So you just gonna let him talk to me like that? You just gonna stand there like a bitch?"
But this is the thing, Sean. This is the thing. You are assuming she had time to do something. You are assuming that.
He didn't run up there.
Wait, listen to what I'm saying. When they switched it to her, they switched it back to Smith.
Yeah.
And for all we see was going on stage. So we don't know exactly what was said or done when.
So are we saying that he didn't react off of her reaction?
What I'm saying.
Hold up.
God damn, like you can't make a damn statement without somebody cutting you the fuck off. Like I done let you speak. Let me damn speak. Shit.
There you have it.
Okay.
Who you talking to like that, sweetheart?
Like you.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Hold up. Let's bring it in. Hold up. Let's not take it this far.
Way that you won't have to speak to me on this
Yeah,
show.
and this will be a way that you will have to let me talk without you cutting me off too. Like you a whole man can't get a statement out, or any woman on here for that matter can't get a word out without you interjecting. Like you gonna be a man or you gonna be a female. That's female stuff.
Wow.
So we've been a little
we've been a little extra tonight. But
every time someone says,
that's why I kept staying mute, because he kept cutting people off.
Someone says something, they can't finish their statement without being cut off, and that's not what this show is about. Because you're argumentative. They don't even involve you.
Finish your statement. Finish your statement. You still talking. Finish your statement.
Feelings about
Hold on.
Okay, stop for a second, both of y'all. Stop for a second.
I'm upset.
Do me a favor. Both of y'all stop before I have to mute somebody so that one can talk. Okay, Broma, finish your statement for us.
Now, like I was saying, we don't know exactly what was said, or if she even had an opportunity to stop him, to grab him, to even keep him from going up there. We don't know that because the evidence or the camera shot really doesn't show that. So for you to assume that she didn't try to protect him or try to grab him to keep him from doing that part we will never ever know. So it's not even really a lack of her not protecting him to keep him from making a bad decision. So maybe she couldn't grab him fast enough. Like, we never know. We never know. And again, like, we are putting all of this theory into a situation that probably isn't real.
Okay.
In the first place. Like, my issue is this, and I know I'm getting off subject. I would rather talk about the controversy around it, because everything that was said is this now. This is what everyone is harping on. That black men, finally a black man protected a black woman, and there was a problem. Because there are so many black women out here that feel like their black men are not protecting them. And when a black woman looks at this man going on stage to defend his woman, that's a positive thing for them. So what we need to do is get to the root of why black women feel like they aren't protected by their black men. And then the second question would be, if you not feel protected by your black men, why are you with them? Find someone that you feel safe for. Because like I was saying, me and Damon had the discussion earlier, there's more than one form of protection. There's sometimes fights happen. Shit happens. Shit does happen. And like I said, we've all been there. Nobody on this panel can say for sure that they've never ever made a wrong decision and then thought about it afterwards, be like, you know what? I could have handled that different. Everyone, and that's fact. So it's difficult for me to hear people get up on that high horse and say he woulda, shoulda, coulda did this, when you can't say that you would have handled yourself any different in that situation. You don't know. You don't know. When somebody has you when you feel like someone has you backed into a corner, you're either going to fly away or you're going to fight.
Okay.
And it's hard to say exactly what you're going to do in that moment. It just is. But we arguing and we're all upset and we judging people. And Will and Jada ain't even damn thinking about us right now. They could give a fuck. They not thinking about us, and we here cutting each other off and being rude and being nasty for a situation that probably ain't even, like I said, real. Let's get to the real agenda of why does black women feel like they're not protected by their black men.
Okay. So we're going.
Listen, I wasn't trying to cut you off. And if you felt like I was, I apologize. Now listen, what I'm saying to you is, if first of all, this wasn't a life or death situation where it was a, I have to act directly real quick. This wasn't that type of situation. This was at an award show that every year the host and talk about the people in the audience. It's a comedy situation. So he had discernment. He could have, when he laughed at that joke, you trying to tell me that when he laughed and Jada, he looked over and saw Jada's face and she wasn't laughing and she felt irritated. You trying to tell me he didn't act off of that?
You want me to talk now?
See, there you go again. I apologize to you and everything.
No, and I was allowing you to finish what you were saying. I didn't know if you were making a question that you wanted to
I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you. You trying to tell me that Will did not react? His reaction wasn't based off of Jada's reaction.
In a way, it may have been, but again, what we are assuming. How do we know that he's not one of those people? I know people personally that when they are in touchy situations, they laugh. Now, I don't know if that's him. I'm just assuming, again, because all we're doing at this point is assuming. But I know people that when they get into a tight situation, even ready about the fight, they laugh. So how do we know that wasn't the case?
Okay, so I'm asking you now. That was a threatening situation he was in?
The thing is, it may not have been a threatening situation, But how many times has someone said something to you, and it could be their trigger may not be your trigger. Again, how many times have people said something to you and it struck a nerve just that fast that your first reaction was to hit? Have you never had that situation before? No one has ever told you to say anything to you.
I always think 3 moves ahead before I even react to something. Because you just pissed me off a few seconds ago. But what I wanted to say to you, I didn't say. So that shows that I have discernment. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You're not in a situation either.
That's part of being a man. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So you have discernment as a man. Because you pissed me off a few seconds ago, but I had discernment still. You see how that works?
And so have I the whole time, except for right now.
No, you didn't. You just snapped. You just acted off emotion.
Yeah, I did. Absolutely, I did. Because again, sometimes
what I'm saying is, we're not in front of each other in terms of face to face. See, if we was face to face, it probably would have been a different reaction. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
It ain't going down there.
But you're speaking for me though, sir. You don't know that. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm speaking for her. If y'all was face to face, the man and me would have pushed her behind me, and you and I would have had a conversation.
And that would have been fine. But what I'm saying is that's the situation with Will and Jada. See, he could have in a different setting, he could have been killed.
I agree.
He could have been killed. And that's the problem that I have with it. A part of being a man is having discernment and knowing when to jump into a situation and when to navigate that and learning how to navigate situations when you're directly in it. That situation wasn't that situation. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I totally agree with you on that. I totally disagree with how we'll handle it. I totally agree that wait a minute. I feel like Jada edged him on a little bit. I do. But that's my opinion. That's not a fact.
Yeah.
All opinions.
We got to remember that. That's the difference. But you're viewing it as a fact. It's not a fact.
Yeah.
I agree with
you. I'm giving my opinion. I'm just saying she put the battery in his back. That's my opinion.
I agree. And me and Bronwyn had this conversation earlier. She gave him the look of, you better take care of this or we gonna have problems.
I got my shoes on, I'm ready.
Absolutely.
And then she feel. But what she's saying is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The bigger issue than Will and Jada, because Will and Jada are rich people, and quite frankly, we ain't got their problems. The bigger issue is, why do our women feel like they ain't protected? And I'm gonna add a third caveat to that. Why do our women feel like violence is the only form of protection from black men? We have a problem in our.
That's the question.
That's the real question, and I have an answer for that.
Why do a lot of our black women feel like violence is the only way we can protect them? Because, like I said earlier about that whole statement of, so you just gonna stand there and let them talk to me like that? How many men are in the grave because of that?
Exactly. I don't feel like black women are. I don't feel like black women are unprotected. How many?
I don't either.
How many niggas in jail or dead because they wanted to protect the black woman?
He's going in the fights too.
That's true.
Words, believe it or not,
how many
it's not always been men.
How many niggas in jail or dead because they stepped up to protect the black woman?
Huh?
I agree with you. What I'm saying is, I'm saying we have allowed this false stereotype that black men aren't protecting black women to fester into this situation that happened in the Oscars. This is part of it. It really is.
I agree.
This is why a lot of people agree with what Will did and think it was a chivalrous thing instead of it was a huge mistake. I agree.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
And I believe it or not, a lot of us are saying a lot of the same stuff. We say it different, but we saying the same stuff. The thing is we have to understand that I don't think anybody on here, and if I'm hoping everybody agrees with it, I don't think anybody on here thinks that Will Smith was right for what he did. Now, we can't tell him how he's supposed to think. But what I will say is he needed to understand there is a ripple effect, because I'm going to tell you right now, the next year at the Oscars, if there is security at the front,
you know why.
Because for years, you've never seen security at the front, at the stage. Anybody could walk on stage. It's just like that. But so now there's a trickle down effect that will affect the Oscars from this point on because of that action, because of that egregious action. Now, like I said, I'm not going to sit up here and I'm not going to blame Jada, but I'm not going to absolve her. You know what I'm saying? What's up, bro? I see you raising your hand, my man. What's going on?
I agree, and like I said, it's a distraction, and I truly, wholeheartedly believe this was to paint the picture. We can't have nothing. You got the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, so now it's going to be open season because ain't no white person going to be safe if the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air slapping people.
I said that earlier.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Yes.
So, and once again, I just want to reiterate, guys, Chris Rock boxed with me at New Bed-Stuy Boxing Gym. We both tried out for Golden Gloves. Chris Rock know how to box, and so does Will Smith.
Exactly.
So, what's the true agenda? We have all these great black accolades happening. And what are we talking about? Will Smith.
Yeah. And because unfortunately that's what we have in the moment.
Chris Rock knew where he was, and he acted like a man in that situation. Because he could have, while Will Smith was walking away, he could have ran up behind him and did whatever. But he acted like he was supposed to act under those circumstances. And he was just
WWF. It's called WWF, World Wrestling Federation. Same shit. That shit was practiced, brother.
Listen. I just read an article about Chris Rock, and he actually said that he is afraid of his anger, so he started going to a therapist on how to hold it back. So he actually could have really hurt Will Smith, like you said, but he's learned how, because
exactly
when he was younger, he was bullied. Yeah. And to the point where he started taking bricks to school to like beat up people. So now he really could have hurt Will, but because of the therapist teaching him how to shift his anger, he's like, you think he said he's too soft. He feels like people are walking over him. So the article from 2 months ago.
With the knowledge over here, man. Hey, yo, give it up for Child with the knowledge.
Ain't nothing worse than a scared black man.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this. I also believe that Chris Rock at that very moment, he read the moment. See, Will Smith got emotional, but Chris Rock read the moment. If I react, it's a wrap. If I react, yes. If I react, it is a wrap for a black producer. It is a wrap for black presenters. It is a wrap, maybe even for a great actor to even get another award. They may be giving them awards over Skype because they don't want the damn job.
Trust and believe.
Yes.
Trust and believe. Once they pine over this shit, Will Smith gonna be held accountable for that shit. I'm telling you.
Oh,
yeah. Absolutely.
And Chris Rock is holding all the cards. He could sue his ass. He could sue the Academy. He could do all types of shit right now if he wanted to.
He really could.
But
he really could.
Again, he remained cool, which he was supposed to do in that situation, because he thought about the long run. He thought about all the situations that could possibly happen, which Will Smith didn't think about, which made him a bitch in that situation.
Okay.
And like you said, he's holding the cards. He is definitely about to make money. I saw people talking about, I respect Chris Rock for not fighting him, so I'm gonna buy tickets to his comedy show. I'm like, you're gonna be bored to freaking death, but go ahead, buy them tickets.
Chris Rock is not that. Look, stop it. Well, you know, I think we've been on here for like an hour and 35 minutes, and I personally think that this was a hell of a good show. We did get a little little left. But you know what? Here's the thing. This the motherfucking Grizzly, and that's kind of what we do when the time comes for it to do. But I want to get everybody, and I mean everybody's closing thoughts. So I'm gonna mute everybody and pick each person one by one. Okay. So I'm gonna start with Marcy.
Oh man.
Yeah, come on, Marcy. You gotta put you on the spot, Marcy.
First of all, Troy, is that his name, Troy?
Yes, Louis Troy.
I commend you for apologizing. Thank you for that. And Bronwyn, I understand how you feel because we are often spoken over and told how to feel and how we should feel, and that's not okay. And I employ some of you men to stop looking at women as just angry women or women who and when we say in need of protection, sometimes that protection just means words of reassurance to them. I don't want any black man to go out here and fight and get hurt or get locked up or anything like that. But just knowing that if you grab my hand and hold my hand and I know that you're there, I feel protected. And that's all I have to say.
I'm sitting there talking and not even knowing we on mute too. So I'm about to open up the mic to Miss Bronwyn. Miss Bronwyn, the floor is yours.
Okay. I feel like it's important for us to always not buy into, and this is my opinion, about stuff that's not really Coda. Sit down.
Hey, he got something to say too.
To not take so much stock into other people's issues. None of this, and I still stick by this, really involves us. The people that should be angry are the people that are at the Oscars. The people who, like you said, didn't get their time to shine. I don't feel like we should be angry with each other or debating with each other over something that's between that man, that woman, and essentially Chris Rock. It's none of our business. So while we involving ourselves in our business, we have so many different issues that we can talk about and debate about other than gossip, Hollywood gossip. Essentially, that's really what it is. It ends up like, I feel sorry for those parties. I don't feel sorry for anybody else. And why we on here arguing and making an issue about it? There are bigger issues to talk about. So I feel like we need to stick to that. We got so many other things that we can discuss and talk about other than rumors and he shoulda and he woulda and she shoulda and she woulda, because you woulda, shoulda, coulda all you want to. But it ain't gonna make that much of a difference. It's not gonna change the events that happen. They're not hearing any of this that we're saying. So it's not affecting Will and it's not affecting Jada at the end of the day. And we on here fussing and arguing and all that stuff. But I just feel like it's important. And get back to what I was saying. I feel like it's important to not involve yourself in what has gone on between that man and that woman. Whatever understanding they have in their relationship is not for us to understand. It's for them to understand. Just like you don't want anybody injecting into their relationship, injecting their opinions into your relationship, stay out of theirs. Hollywood or not, they human. They're human. They make mistakes. They do things that they probably should not do because they are on TV, because they have a whole lot of money. That doesn't exempt them from making errors. Everybody makes them. Who are we to judge? What does God say? Those who without sin cast the first stone. And that's all I have to say.
All right, Bronwyn. So we're gonna go to Mr. Greg. You know what? Hold up. Wait a minute. One second. We didn't hear from Mr. Damon. What's going on, brother? What's your word?
My final thoughts is this. We are now in a generation of hypersensitivity. And I will say this. Everybody has laughed at someone else's pain, no matter if it was a disability, weight, hair, looks, all of us. We gotta stop this. It's funny when it ain't me, but if it's me, you can't do it to me. That's not what comedy is. Comedy, in a lot of cases, is sometimes brutal, harsh, raunchy, rude comedy. And what I tell people to do with things like that, if it ain't for you, keep it moving, keep scrolling, don't listen to it. Like somebody said, Stevie Wonder been a blind jokes for years. Ain't nobody ever walked him up on stage to swing his arms freely to slap nobody. So I get that there are things that people joke about that others may find offensive, but we got to stop telling people what they can and can't say. We was always taught, as long as they don't put your hands on you. And that's where we lost it, because Chris Rock had the right to say what he had to say. And people saying, well, there was consequences to what he said. And it also could have been some consequences to Will slapping him. Because like y'all said, we don't know. Chris could have lit his ass up. That could have been the end of Will's life over, and again, I don't think that man, and again, this is my opinion, I don't think Chris knew that she had alopecia, because I didn't know she had alopecia. You can't look at somebody and go, oh, that's alopecia. We don't know that, especially from somebody who's, and I'm not saying that it was right for him to joke or not joke. I'm saying if that was a problem for Jada, she could have stood up and said, that's enough. Will could have stood up and said, that's enough. Yeah, that's the coulda, shoulda, wouldas. But again, a slap was not warranted for that case. If Jada was in a wheelchair and he said, Autobots, let's roll out, yeah, that's some harsh shit. That's some stuff that he's purposely trying to take digs at that woman.
Yeah.
So that's my final thought. And like I said, and we got to find a way to get these women to understand that if you're not being protected, you got to surround yourself by better black men. You got to. You got to take some kind of accountability for that part. I'm not saying I'm not blaming women, but I'm saying me, I ain't gonna be in nobody's circle that ain't got my best interest.
Damn right.
I ain't gonna be in your presence.
That's right.
Damn right.
So
all right.
We need to put that stereotype to bed ASAP.
Absolutely.
So we can have problems like this. And that's it for me.
My man.
Good point.
So we going to Miss Jackie and Mr. Gray.
You go first, baby.
Well, Hollywood is Hollywood. People's relationships is their own relationships. We never know what's going on in somebody's life from day to day. So you got to keep that in mind that, yeah, maybe she was having a bad night at the Oscars because this was her first time rocking that dude. And Will, just because somebody give you a look, you got to know what you're supposed to do and what your impression is amongst our people. So honestly, the way I look at it is that's their life. Everybody know they had an open relationship. So what they do is what they do. But I still feel that he could have handled it a different way, regardless of any look or stare. And I feel like as a woman, regardless, if you feel some type of way about something, sometimes you got to step back rather than look at them and make them move forward. So I'm going to pass it to Mr. G and let him give his thoughts.
All right, my thoughts. I tell you, I love this show. We started off talking about pretty much gossip, but what I witnessed is our passion. Yeah, I'm just talking about everyone who's on the panel, everyone who's participating. I witnessed our passion on subjects. I witnessed how we react with each other. I've also written down like maybe 5 other topics that we could discuss. We're supposed to be talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock, but this show is dynamic. I don't know who that young lady was, but I can't read her name. But a lot of people were writing things in and showing their point of view on what was going on, and I started to realize it's a lot of me and them and vice versa. And I've been in situations just like Will Smith. I kind of handled them differently. I was a different type guy. You ain't gonna say nothing. You got to be kidding me. You know that shit was funny, right? See, that's me. I try to keep it real. And anything Oscars, anything that's involved in entertainment, that shit is unreal. It's WWF. I don't care how you play it. It's there to distract you and to entertain you. Are we not entertained?
Very much.
Look, man, I can't wait for the next show. But if it was really real, Will was supposed to knock a nigga shit loose. You don't get sued for no slap. You knock a nigga shit loose. That's why I know that shit ain't real.
Thank you, my brother, for your passionate statement. We're gonna go with Troy, and then we're gonna go with JB, and then me and Shai gonna knock it out. Mr. Lewis Troy, back in the building, my friend.
Okay, so first of all, when a man messes up, he apologizes, and that's what a real man does. So I'm gonna leave that one right there. But in terms of this Will and Jada thing and all of that, when you put your business on Front Street, people going to talk about it, just point blank, and they put their business on Front Street. So just like with anything else, whether it's the news or whatever is going on in the world, people are going to talk about it. So it's not a thing about talking about gossip or this or that. That was the topic, and we talked about it. Again, he was wrong for it. He shouldn't have went up there and did that. That was a comedy bit that hosts do every year. And I believe if it was anybody else, he wouldn't have did it. He must have felt somewhere in his gut that Chris wasn't going to do nothing or whatever he felt, but it was wrong. So I'm just going to leave it right there. I appreciate being on the show, and hope we can do it again. Oh, what's your husband's name, Bro?
Damon.
That joke with the Autobots rollout, that was funny as shit. And then somebody would have said that at the show. It's funny. That's what I'm saying. That's what comedians do. You can't get mad. If you at the front row, there's a chance you're going to get roast at a show. It is what it is. Remember when Rodney King got his ass whipped by the cops? He was at so many comedy shows, and they was roasting the hell out of him for getting beat. Did he get upset and go up there and slap anybody? No. You have to take the jokes. That's what it is.
Or get up and leave.
Or get up and leave. Simple as that. And I'm out.
My man, Troy. So 1 second. We're going to go to my man, JB. JB, you got to unmute yourself. You got it? All right.
Well, first of all, I would like to say thank you for having me. I enjoy this diatribe between Black intelligent people who want to put together a conscious thought instead of the superfluous bullshit. And as my friend Dearest Teddy says, the crunchy bullshit that all of us have heard from time to time. The action of that night would have been for Will to grab Jada's hand and to walk out. That would have ended everything. The reason why I say that is because he's saying, I got you, babe. Because we both don't need to hear any more of this bullshit.
That's it.
Let's go. Because when they called his name for that Oscar he won and he wasn't there, that's a statement. That's what men do. When I am with my wife and I feel that she has been affected by something, I don't leave her in the midst of it. I take her away from it and I protect her. Being there and sitting there for an hour or 2 hours to get a trophy from somebody who doesn't mean shit to me about my relationship isn't worth it. Baby, come on. We got a $40 million house. We going to drive in this goddamn car to this jet, and we going to go to our house, and we'll put them on the red table and tell them how dumb they were. That's when a man has time to think. We've all had time to think about it. His actions were in the moment, and they were dumb. And most people who get killed, most people get hurt, most people get in a situation where they end up with handcuffs or they end up locked up is because they were in a situation and they didn't have time to think about it and make the better decision for themselves. We need to make better decisions as a people, not black people, not white people, not green people. In general, we need to make better decisions. If you want to protect your wife, you take her away from something that's not protective of her, not anything else. So if you want to make sure that you're making a difference and you're making sure that you're protecting and loving, you take yourself out of the picture. You're not in the picture. You can't be hurt. I love you all. Have a good night.
My man. One. So we got Lady Shy about to make her points. Lady Shy.
Okay. So us as black people have to stop putting other people on pedestals. So when they fall, so when they trip and fall, we won't be hurt by it. This was not our business. What happened there? I mean, of course, on the big picture, it was kind of our business, but the personal part where everybody's dragging in Alcine and the other parts, that wasn't our business. Maybe the mental capacity of it from Will, we all need therapy. So we need to put that man in therapy because he needs to be stronger because he did not do something that we appreciated. I'm trying to think what else I had on my mind. When other races have this kind of situation, it disappears. We like to harp on things and keep it going and dog the person out and, oh, they could have did this. Where other races, they get together and like, look, this is how we fix it, make it go away, move on. We need to learn how to keep it moving. Keep building instead of breaking down the person. Let's keep it moving. That's my final thought. Oh, and thank y'all. Y'all were great. I loved it. I didn't have to say much because y'all was doing all of it. Thank y'all.
Well, so thank you, Lady Shy. Here is my final thought. Does anybody remember Jared Fogle? So if anybody remembers Jared Fogle, he was the guy that was the spokesperson for Subway. So, and I had a whole different point, but after Lady Shy said what she just said, it really just switched what I just had to say. Because you remember Jared Fogle, nobody remembers him because they made sure they swept it under the rug. They made sure that it wasn't the main topic of conversation. And I didn't get on here to rip Will apart. And I want people to truly understand that I didn't get on here to rip Will apart, and I didn't get on here to rip Jada apart. What I got on here is to understand that when you are in these situations and these platforms, I'm trying to take this platform national. I ain't trying to be local all my life. I'm trying to take this to another place. But see, when you're in the place that I'm trying to get to, you are a placeholder for the people that are trying to get to that spot. And if you fuck up the spot, I can't get there because they don't trust me on behest of what you did. Because now they're looking at, once again, Will Smith is considered. Now, let's not forget, this man is from the streets of Philly. So let's not act like he's just the cuddliest nigga on the planet. Let's just be real about it. He's from the streets of Philly. So it's not like he don't He can't get down to get down. But you also, as a man in your 50s, because that man's in his 50s, there, you know, at this point in your life, there is a time and a place for everything. Now, like I said, when you're high in emotion, everybody don't know how to always control themselves when they're high in emotion, but we can't give that as an excuse. So here's the thing. I not just want to say, okay, well, you fucked up, but I also want to say, brother, I'm here for you. Because I'm gonna say this. I'm here for you, and the rest of us who actually give a damn about it or give a damn about you, we here for you. You may never see this show. You may never even pay attention to the show, but just understand the community has not turned their back on you. We here for you. We still love you. Yeah, that was not your most shining moment at your biggest shining moment, but you can still come back from this. So we're not going to turn our back on you because, like I said, nobody remembers Jared Fogle because they tucked his ass away somewhere. We're not going to tuck Will Smith away because we can't. Because he don't give a fuck, like she said, like Ron said, he don't give a fuck about this show any goddamn way. But maybe he might see it. And if he does see it, what I want him to see is not a panel of people that shitted on him, but a panel of people that were concerned about his actions because his actions have effect on all of us. Because it's not just about how they see you. It's about how they see us. So I want to thank everybody, and I'm going to unmute everybody. I want to thank everybody for coming on tonight. I appreciate my man Greg, Miss Jackie, Louis Troy, Bronwyn, Mass Creator. We got Miss Marcy. I want to thank everybody for coming on here tonight. I want to thank Gaston for popping in real quick. Look.
Hey, I got one more thing to say.
What's up?
Hey, I'm here for Chris Rock, and I'll be here for Will when he dropped that 0.
And that's why we love him. God damn it.
Next week, can the ladies do a smelly A?
We already did the smelly A.
That sounds, yeah. Why not?
Oh, you got one?
I will share ours next week. I got
okay. Because we definitely need a woman sommelier. We need you up here with the fragrance.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the only one that like to smell good. The ladies like to smell good too.
And I wear the same thing every day. So y'all.
So next week I'll make sure I ain't in my bathrobe so I can share my smelly.
Ratings will go up though.
No shit. I want to thank everybody for coming on. I love you guys. We are on every single social media platform that you can think about. So if you like what we had to say, we appreciate you. We love you. And please come back again. And if you don't like what we had to say, you got a problem with what we had to say, and you got some shit to say about what we had to say, here's what we got to say to you, everybody in unison. Shut your mouth.
Shut your black ass mouth.
Good night, everybody.
All right. You know what?